for a second there. I think we're good to go now. Yes, looks good. Okay, so hi, as people start to come in, I'm just going to kind of chat a little bit. Today we're going to be making some see-through cards. The whole card front won't be see-through, but we're going to rather do some see-through portions. Going to make it really easy like I try to do, and it'll just be fun. We're going to do one slimline and one A2 sized card. As you can see, I have all 6 of the new patterns of the Deco Foil Toner Sheets here. They are just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And I foiled them in lots of pretty foil colors just to kind of show them off for you. We will be foiling a couple of the toner sheets in this live as well, but I just wanted to kind of give you a quick overview of all 6 of the pretty patterns, and as well as there are 3 kind of colors. So you're going to have a clear, a white, and a kraft of each of the patterns of the Deco Foil Toner Sheets. So I have, as usual, I have the chat pulled up on a secondary device. So if you all have any questions about the new toner sheets, feel free to ask, or really about any of the ThermOWeb products. If you have something you'd like to see done with any of the products, just let me know. So yeah, I'll be watching the chat. Let's go ahead and get started here. Like I said, I foiled all the pretty patterns for you so we can see. So I'm going to start showing them to you. These ones are the reverse polka. And I'm going to try to catch the light here because it is just absolutely gorgeous. I foiled it in a rainbow foil. This one's the clear, so you can see you have those kind of see-through portions of the toner sheet. And then we have white as well as kraft. And so on these ones, you can go ahead and color with Copics in here. You can ink blend if you want to. I'm going to turn the volume down on my phone. I thought that I had. That's where I have the chat, so it's sitting right next to you, so I apologize if you heard those notifications. Okay, so continuing on. Here we have Love Blooms. This is one of the ones we're going to be working with today because I love it, and I think it's perfect for Valentine's Day coming up, as well as for any time you want to send a little note of love or encouragement to a friend. So again, we have clear, we have the white, and the kraft. And remember, especially if you're working with like a hybrid ink or an oxide ink, you can even ink blend right onto the kraft. And so you could have a foiled design on top of a colorful background. You don't have to leave them just white or kraft. Next up, we have the candy stripes. Look how pretty. I love stripes. My family kind of pokes fun at me because I love gray and I love stripes. So my son, he's 5 now, but he's still kind of young enough where I buy his clothes and I pick his clothes for him. And so he has an awful lot of stripes and a lot of gray in his wardrobe because I love stripes so much. So here's the clear, and then again the white and the kraft. Super, super pretty. I love this one. This one is Dainty Hearts, and they are just so tiny and so dainty. They are absolutely adorable. And I like this one in particular because there's enough open space on the clear that this could be the front, this could be the acetate portion of a shaker card. And so it's gonna look like, especially if you put little heart-shaped sequins, it's gonna look like you took the time and effort to strategically place some sequins, and while the rest are kind of floating around and you really didn't. And look at that foil. This is the magenta. I've been loving the magenta foil. I think I've been using it on pretty much everything. Again, here we have the white. And I think this would be fun to do in like a gold, and then kind of do an ombre background of ink blending or Copic coloring or something. And then again, the kraft. Next up, Chic Chevron. I'm going to be working with this one again today too. I like this one because it's chunky and it's bold, and I think it's really, really pretty. So we have clear, we have the white, and we have the kraft here. Try to get that sparkle. There we go. And last but certainly not least, lots of dots. Check that out. Dots are another pattern that I love. Dots and stripes. Clear, white, and kraft. Now I just foiled the A2 sizes, but you do have slimline sizes of the white and the kraft. The So the sizes are white and kraft come in the A2 and the slimline, and then the clear comes in the 8.5 by 11. So there's all the pretty patterns, all foiled. Aren't they so pretty? I just love looking at them all together. So let's go ahead and start making today's cards. Today's cards are going to be a little bit different because, like I said in the beginning, we are going to have some see-through portions. Before we jump into that, I want to mention now, and then I'll mention again at the end for anybody who happens to pop in at the end, I have two exciting announcements. If you head over to the ThermOWeb Instagram page, you're going to want to look for today's scrapbook page that was shared by ThermOWeb and Katrina. Comment on that post, and you're going to have a chance to win a $25 gift card. So perfect timing because you could pick up these Deco Foil Toner Sheets and have lots and lots of fun with them. Also, ThermOWeb, we just started a new Facebook group. We thought it would be a fun place and a fun way to share all of your ThermOWeb projects. So if you go to Facebook, you're going to want to search for the ThermOWeb Craft Room. Answer just a couple of questions. They're just there so we know that we're not letting in anybody who shouldn't be in. Answer those questions and you'll be able to share your ThermOWeb projects with us. Okay, so I think that's it. Now let's jump into our cards. So I have just a regular top folding A2 card base, and I have a slimline card base. Slimline cards seem to be all the rage these days, and I love that the ThermOWeb toner sheets, the slimline size, are cut big enough to accommodate all of the slimline dies and everything that are out there. So here's one of the slimline toner sheets. This is the Candy Stripes. It's sized by 4 by 9. So personally, I create my A2 cards to be 3 1/4 by 8 1/4. I had to think of it for a minute. That's just me, but I know some people do a full 4 by 9. I know a lot of people do 4.5 by 8.5. So no matter what, you're going to have a toner sheet panel that's big enough for your slimline card. So I have those cut. We're going to do some foiling. I have the Chic Chevron clear toner sheet, and then I also have the Love Blooms. These are just cut in half because I had already foiled, like I said, I had foiled some of the clear ones already. So I had cut half of that off. But you will get them in full 8.5 by 11 sizes. I have my laminator. I did remember to plug it in and heat it up ahead of time. So just a quick tip for your laminator. I like to heat mine up and make sure that the ready light says it's good to go for about 15 minutes before I actually start foiling. I just find that that helps with the foiling process. I think it makes the foil transfer a little bit better. You will need a carrier sheet. I happen to love the Deco Foil parchment paper. It lets just enough heat through, and the foil transfers really evenly with these. So I have one of those, and I grabbed 2 colors of foil. I have Deco foils here today, but when I was playing around with the toner sheets earlier, I used both of the Gina K fancy foils as well as some Brutus Monroe toner or foil sheets as well. So any of the foils that ThermOWeb carries will work. I grabbed 2 colors. I have Summer Rainbow and Rainbow Shattered Glass. Apparently I was in a really rainbowy mood this morning. So let's go ahead and start foiling. I'm going to, like I said, just do some cut off designs. So I'm going to grab my paper trimmer really quick. I want to have, my idea for the slimline card is that I'm going to cut off this front piece here. So I'm going to open up my card just to prepare for this, and I'm going to cut off, let's start with like 3/4 of an inch. I think that's about right. Just cutting that off of the front panel. And then I'm gonna have, my idea is to have this kind of peeking out over the side. I think that's enough of the pattern to show. So that's good there. So I'm gonna cut this. This is the Chic Chevrons. I'm gonna cut it to be a little bit wider than what I need. Just trim that off. So that's all I'm gonna be foiling today. I love the toner sheets because, like I said, you can add coloring with Copics, with ink blending. You can cut them up, you can die cut them, which is a really, really fun little technique for toner sheets. This one is the Love Blooms. And again, I don't need the full thing because I'm going to be taking my card base. I feel like I'm always cutting up my cards when I come on live with you guys. But I'm just going to take this. again, I opened my card. I'm gonna stick it into my paper trimmer, and I'm gonna trim off on a diagonal, just not even measuring, just gonna chop that off there. So now I'm gonna have a white base up here, and then I'm gonna let this toner sheet peek off through the bottom here. So for this one, I am going to cut, I might just foil the whole thing and then cut off what portion I need, because I don't wanna, since that's not an exact measurement, like the 3/4 inch wide for the slimline one, I don't wanna mess that up. So I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm prone to accidents. So it's best to just try to avoid the accidents whenever I can. So I'm going to go in with the rainbow shattered glass for the Love Blooms. No particular reason why, I just feel led to go that way today. So let's see. I think I'm gonna go this one. I'm just going to cut a piece of foil that is slightly larger than my toner sheet. I'm just gonna trim that off. And you can see here I have lots and lots of scraps. I like to keep them in with the foil because I do use them on smaller projects. So for the clear toner sheets, it's not as easy to tell which side needs to be foiled. And I'm not going to lie to you, occasionally I run the foil through on the wrong side. It does not harm the foil, it does not harm the toner sheet. I just flip it around and run it through my laminator again. But what I found is that if you kind of rub your nail on where the toner is, the back of the toner sheet is going to be completely smooth, whereas the front kind of has like a little bit of resistance. Not much, but enough that I have been able to tell which way is which. And watch, I'll get it wrong this time because I'm on camera, but that's okay. I'm gonna grab the parchment paper carrier sheet, and I'm just gonna stick that in there, and then I'm gonna run this through my laminator. I have my laminator off to the side here, but I just use a simple Scotch laminator. It's nothing super, super fancy, but it does the job. And I'm just gonna roll these back up. Okay, so, oh yay, Barb, I'm glad you just got a laminator. I got a laminator. I've probably only been laminating or foiling with a laminator for a couple of years, and it's the most fun I've ever had. I just love it. All right, this is coming out now. And let's see, Roberta is saying, is it slightly matte on the toner side? Oh, let's check. I don't think it is, but I could be wrong. Let's see. Okay, so this is the back side, and it's still pretty shiny, and then this is the toner side. Oh, so I guess it is kind of slightly matte. Oh my goodness. Well, there you go. There's your trick. It's slightly matte on the toner side. No more scratching with your nail. Let's see. I'm gonna peel this off. I just like to peel it back on itself. Look how perfect. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna try to catch this in the light because isn't that just so pretty? And this is again the Love Blooms toner sheet with the rainbow shattered glass deco foil. The rainbow shattered glass is by far my favorite foil. I just love it because you get those chunks in there plus rainbows, and I love rainbows. Okay, so that's one down, and I always tell you guys too, don't throw this away because this is absolutely stunning. This is the reverse image of the toner sheet, and you can easily add some double-sided adhesive onto a card. I like the kraft 6x6 adhesive sheets. You can cover a card front with that and adhere this on top, and you have a beautiful 2-for-1 card. So I'm going to set that aside. And now we are going to go ahead and foil, I lost it for a second, the chic chevron strip for our slimline card. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and use the summer rainbow foil. This is one that I actually just got from the ThermOWeb online store. So I haven't used it before, so excuse me while I pop off this top. There we go. And oh goodness, it's so pretty. Isn't it just gorgeous? I'm going to cut a piece. I really want to take advantage of the rainbowy effect. So I think I'm gonna even go add a diagonal here. I think I'm gonna do that, and then I'll just cut this piece down. And like I said, I don't ever waste my foil. I keep it and I use it for smaller projects. Like the Lynnea Designs stamps with the Stampin' Foils and whatnots, you can, there's little images to foil, so I'll use these scrap pieces of foil for that. I'm gonna cut this down. And then I'll put this inside of my parchment paper. And I will run that through my laminator. It doesn't take long to go through the laminator, just a second or two. I did all of those toner card sheets yesterday where I foiled all of the pretty designs. I think it took me a half an hour to cut all the foil and to foil all the backgrounds. So it really doesn't take long. You can easily bring out your laminator, foil a whole bunch of designs, and then keep them and foil them later. Or rather, create with them later. Doo-doo-doo. It's coming, I promise. So again, if anybody has any questions, I love that you guys are all chatting in the comments. Let's pull this out. And oh, see, goodness gracious, I did it on the wrong side. So now you all get to see that, yes, mistakes do happen in my craft room. They happen quite frequently. In my excitement of cutting the rainbow on the diagonal, I foiled the wrong side. But now you'll get to see that it does not it does not damage the foil or the toner sheet. Here we go, we'll just run it through again. So I would love to know, there's 6 new designs of the Deco Foil Toner Sheets. Which one is your favorite? And while you think of your favorite, Barb is asking, will parchment paper from the grocery store work? Yes, it does, as well as a folded piece of typing paper. I do like to use this one from Deco Foil, just because I feel like it works a little bit better. I feel like the formulation is maybe a little bit different. The weight is a little different. But this is a new product for me. I recently just got this and I noticed a big difference with my foiling. There's a lot of times people say that they miss big areas when they foil, and I don't know if it's because the typing paper carrier sheet doesn't let enough heat through, but you can see I don't have any of those like big chunks here, and I really think the Deco Foil parchment paper makes a big difference. All right. Now let's see this one. Here we go. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. And again, don't throw this piece away. I'll use that for something. It looks like a metal kind of pattern. Here we go, let's hold this up because it's really so pretty. This is the Summer Rainbow Deco Foil. So it has that mix of the pinks and the golds. I'm trying to get it for you so you can see the color without too much glare. It's so pretty in real life. I think foil is one of those things that's hard to capture on camera, but in real life, it's a stunner. Okay, there we go. So those are our 2 foiled clear toner sheet backgrounds. Love Blooms with the rainbow shattered glass, and Chic Chevron with the summer rainbow. I'm going to set those aside for a minute. I want to complete, I'm going to turn off my laminator before anybody gets burned, because that's me. Let's finish the rest of the card elements. I wanted to keep the front of the cards simple and just let the foil and the kind of see-through patterns be the stunning part of the card. I'm going to use the Altenew Leaf Canopy stamp set, and primarily the die. I don't think I'm even going to use the stamp at all. I'm just going to use the die. This is one of my favorite stamp sets for creating a focal piece without having anything be too distracting, because you can just use the dies on their own. And I thought it would be fun today to use, let's see, I'm going to use some flock. I'm going to die cut flock. So I'm gonna grab, this is the black velvet. Oops, a little piece fell out. Like I said, I keep all my scraps, so sometimes pieces fall out. I'm just going to position that die on there and cut off that piece of flock. Flock is something that I love to use when I want a little bit of texture without any effort. I'm a lazy crafter. I like stunning effects like the toner sheets because they're gorgeous without any effort at all. Same thing with the flock transfer sheets. Let me see if I can capture some of that dimension and like fuzziness. So see how it's just kind of a little bit thicker than cardstock and it's fuzzy. So when I get a card in the mail, I'm one of those weird people that if somebody even has something like gems or something on their card, I'm like, I gotta touch that gem. So I love the flock because I think it just provides that little extra wow factor. It's very subtle, but then when you kind of look at it, you're like, oh, that's fuzzy. So I'm gonna run this through my laminator, or rather my just my die cutting machine. So I have it just die face down on the flock, just like you would cut a regular piece of cardstock. And I'll run that through. I have a Gemini, so I apologize for the loud noise that you're about to hear. And you're gonna see that this die cuts beautifully, just like cardstock. Look at that. And now I wonder if it's so pretty in real life. And I love this black velvet because the color is so dark. It's just really, really pretty. Let's see, I'm gonna scoop those into the garbage. And I need 2 of these. I thought about doing a color. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do this poppin' pink to go with the summer rainbow. I was gonna do both in black, but I think I need pink. So same thing, I'm just gonna cut off a piece that's big enough for the die and die cut it just like cardstock. We'll tuck that back in the package. Well, maybe we'll do that later. Doesn't want to go in. And just a reminder that I will go back and I will link all of the products that I used in today's video so you can shop them in the ThermOWeb store. And don't forget to head over to the ThermOWeb Instagram page and comment on today's scrapbook page from Katrina for a chance to win that $25 gift card, because you guys need some flock and foils and toner sheets in your life. Gonna scoop those into the garbage. I think I love the pink. I think I love it. Okay, so now let's get started assembling the cards. And these are going to come together so easily. I like to keep my cards clean and simple, but there's a lot of ways that you can decorate a design like this. Let's start with this one. Remember, this was just a regular A2 card base that I opened up and chopped off a portion. And my idea is that I'm just gonna have this hanging off the side. And now I kind of need to decide, do I want it to go this way? No, it needs to go this way. And I think I'm gonna go that route and have that portion hanging off. Oh yes, isn't that pretty? Do I like it with that one? I have to pick the colors of my rainbow. Do I want the purple to the blue, or do I want the pink to the yellow? And I think I like it better that way. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to guesstimate. It makes me cringe a little bit because I like to be exact, but I have a way to cover up my mistakes. So I'm just going to hold this in place and hold my breath and chop away. There we go. Now I have some easy tear tape from iCraft. I just have to find it. Here it is. I put everything in this cute little cup so that I wouldn't lose it, and then I temporarily, for a hot second, lost the cup. I'm going to take a piece of the easy tear tape, and run it right along the inside of my card base on that the edge that I cut off. Now I want to line this up here. Anywhere that it hangs off, I'll cut the rest off. I'll trim up once we're done here. Okay, so that's going to be good. Remove the backer of that easy tear tape, and then we're just going to close the card. Look at that. Good. So now we're stuck. So now we have a see-through element on the front of our card. And now all I have to do is just turn this over and trim off any of that excess clear toner sheet that's hanging off of the front. I feel like this takes less time to just kind of quickly trim and quickly clean up your cuts than it does to measure. My hands are shaking. Why are my hands shaking? That's not a good sign. Yikes. There we go. Sweep those into the garbage. And I'm going to get some foam. Let's see. Do I want to pop this up with foam? Yes, you can make 2 foiled cards. So you could take this piece and use it again on a second card. This is going to go here. I'm deciding if I want to pop it up. Yeah, I think we will. No, I think we're going to glue it down, and then I'll pop up the sentiment. So I have iCraft Ultra Bond liquid adhesive. I have the metal tip on here. It makes life so much easier because I can easily add adhesive right where I need it to be, and I don't have to worry about doing the little like dot technique because I have that fine tip on here. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of adhesive. And I'm going to adhere this onto the left side of my card. And the good thing about this adhesive is that it does dry clear, so even though I got some squishing out there because I moved my die cut flock piece as I put it down, it's okay. It will adhere, it will dry clear. So normally I do not finish off the inside of my cards, but I want this to look finished on the inside. See how it kind of doesn't? So I'm going to, let's see, do I want to trim this off or do I want to cut? I think I'll just cut a big piece of cardstock just to cover that up. I had cut little strips to kind of put right here. Yeah, I don't want a chance of cutting that up and ruining the card. So we're just going to cut a piece that will be big enough to cover that up. I'm thinking about, we'll try 1 inch. So I just cut a piece of white cardstock, and I'm just going to, I think that'll be good to just adhere right like that. You can use liquid adhesive, or you can even use that double-sided easy tear tape. I'm just going to go in with my iCraft Ultra Bond liquid adhesive. It's quick and easy for me. Give that a minute to adhere, and then I also cut 2 white pieces of that same leafy die, and that's going to cover up this back piece here. I'll have to glue it on backwards, but it's going to kind of finish off, and I should have if I was smart. Oh, I wonder if I can peel this off. Yes, I can. I like the iCraft because it, the Ultra Bond adhesive, it gives you just a second to wiggle around and to work with. I'm going to trim this off, and that's going to make it look more finished because I'm going to hide this underneath. I'm sorry that seemed a bit frazzled right there. Just coming in with a little adhesive, and I'm going to cover up the inside. Because this is a clear toner sheet, you can see where I added that flock die cut piece. And so now you can't. Now it looks more finished on the inside, I think. You could definitely skip this step. And I'm just going to make sure this is lined up. Looks good. And we will trim away that excess. Trying to trim and make sure that I trim the correct thing. There we go. Okay. So there's one card with that peek through element on the bottom. And if you wanted to, you could even add a piece of colored cardstock on the inside here, or pattern paper, even another toner sheet. But I just love that peek through there. I'm gonna set that to the side. We'll do the slimline one now, and then I'll adhere the sentiments. So here's my slimline card. And same thing, I opened this up, I cut, it was about 3/4 of an inch off the side. Here's my chic chevrons, and they are gonna go, we're gonna line that up right with the outside edge there. I'll take a piece of the Easy Tear tape. This one is 1/4 of an inch, I do believe. I'm awfully bad. For a crafter, I am really, really bad at eyeballing measurements. Stunningly bad. You would not believe how bad I am. My husband laughs at me all the time. I'll remove that backer. And then again, I'm just gonna line this piece up right with the edge of the card. And I wanna make sure that's lined up just perfectly. Then I'll close the card and adhere that toner sheet onto the front flap. I have a little bit of overhang. Oh, let me close the card, that way I have a guideline. And just trimming off that overhang off the bottom. Beautiful. So there we go, another see-through element. And this one was cut because I actually measured this one. I don't have the extra to make a second card, but you definitely could do it that way if you wanted to. Now, the fun thing about this is, here's the same thing. I don't know if I'm loving the black. I don't think that I am. So, I think I'll do another pink really quickly, if I can find my pink again. Here we go. I had this all planned and I thought that I would love the black, and I don't think that I do. I think it makes it look too sad. So we'll just really quickly cut another pink one, and I'll save this to use again later. I am usually a very neat and tidy and orderly crafter. You should see the pile to the left of me. Okay, yeah, I think I like the pink better. I'm gonna overhang onto the side here, and I'm gonna put it towards the bottom. Again, using my iCraft Ultra Bond liquid adhesive, just to add a little bit of adhesive here. And you could pop this up with foam if you want to. I think I'm just gonna pop up my sentiment though. And here we go, I'll hang this towards the bottom and kind of position that so it's overhanging the toner sheet a little bit. And just give that a press and a minute to adhere. Perfect. And then, you know what, I think that the chic chevron's kind of, I won't make you sit through me watching me adhere another one to the front here, but normally what I would do is I would just adhere that there so that you don't see the peek through on the back, but I won't make you watch that. Let's see, I have some sentiment strips here that I already stamped and cut out. Let me grab those out of my little bin of fun here and bring back in my A2 card. These are from some LDRS creative sets. They're their sentiment stacks. I used one from Anytime and one from Love, and I just stamped them and I die cut them out with the matching die. And I have one that says "You always make me feel loved," and I have one that says "I am never not thinking of you." And I'm just going to add them kind of right across. And this one, I might go diagonally. I think that I will. I'm going to use kraft 3D foam strips. I love these because they come in wide strips, if I can get them out. And what I do is I just trim them down to be the size that I need. So I don't need the strips to be this thick, or this wide, I guess that I should say. I think about there would be good. So I'm going to trim off a piece. And remove the backer. And I'll just add that onto my sentiment strip. And these cards are just about finished, so they're nice and easy. I love that you can do all kinds of things with the toner sheets. Don't forget that there's white and kraft too, so you can ink blend and die cut and create fun backgrounds with them. I just thought it would be fun to use the clear and kind of create some see-through elements on the cards. I'm gonna go here. You always make me feel loved. Try to get that centered. I think that's straight. And then this one, I'm gonna go diagonally. I think it helps because this is cut on a diagonal line. I think it makes it look better. There we go. There we go, there we go. Okay, so while we finish up on and you kind of look at the cards, if you have any questions, please let me know. Remember to head to the ThermOWeb Instagram page, leave a comment on Katrina's scrapbooking page today. You'll have a chance to win a $25 gift card. And also, don't forget about the brand new ThermOWeb Facebook group. You're just going to want to search for ThermOWeb Craft Room on Facebook, sorry. And I am seeing now that Roberta is asking, do you have one of the craft ones to show? Yes, yes I do. I showed them in the very beginning. I had some fun yesterday, and I foiled one of everything. So let's look at those again really quick. So here are the chic chevrons. I did the clear, and there's a white and a kraft. So each one of the designs are gonna have clear, white, and kraft. The white and the kraft also come in slimline. The clear are going to come in 8.5 by 11. Here's the dainty hearts, clear, white, and kraft. I love the kraft. I haven't seen toner sheets in kraft, so this is something that's really, really exciting. These are the candy stripes. Again, clear, white, and kraft. It's so pretty. And then another one that we worked with today, dainty, or love blooms rather. Love blooms. Clear, white, and kraft again. I love the red on the kraft. I think this is like classic-y Valentine's Day. It's really, really pretty. This one is the reverse polka. They're sticking together on me. The reverse polka is really fun for especially like the rainbow foils because there's so much toner background that you can really see all of that prettiness there. And then the last one, lots of dots. I want to arrange these like the rest, clear, white, and kraft. So there they all are, all 6 patterns in clear, white, and kraft. Are there any other questions? Yes, Roberta, it does kind of look a little vintagey with the kraft. I really like the kraft though. So here are today's projects. I'll give you one last look at those. Here we go with that see-through element. It looks so fun. That's an A2 and then a slimline size. If you guys have any questions, remember to leave them in the comments. I'll come back and I'll look at them and answer any of the questions that you might have. Come back later. Give me about 10 minutes and I will update the video description with links if you want to shop specifically the products that were used in today's live video. Let me grab my calendar because we are back. I believe that it is in 2 weeks. I'll have another project for you on Wednesday, February 3rd. Same time, it'll be 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. And if you guys don't have any questions, thank you all for being here today and for joining me. Head over to that new ThermOWeb Facebook page and to ThermOWeb's Instagram. Comment to win a $25 gift card. Thank you all, and I will see you again in 2 weeks. Bye, you guys.